My friends, don't ignore your muse or muses. Don't ignore them or ignore them at your peril. A muse is something that inspires you, pulls you forward, changes your direction, makes you look at things differently, guides your motion. I have a bunch of them, I guess. I have a practice training muse for sure that leads me to emphasize this or that thing in my practice or to go in this and that direction. I used to do this little bike loop that takes me up here above the park where I teach every day. I used to do this loop 3 or 4 times a week. It's a bit of uphill, it's not nothing. You don't need to be a super cyclist to do it, but it really got my attention the first 10 times I did it, and it got easier. And then my muse led me more to walking. I started walking a lot, and walking at night and practicing. Walking took me to a place, another park with a great circular hole in a sidewalk corner, which is great for doing bagua, circling practice, walking around it. So I started practicing more bagua, I started walking more. Didn't do this loop very much. Recently, I just got the urge to do the loop again, so I started doing the loop because I listened to my muses. So I've done it 3 or 4 times in the last week, and feels great. Feels really good to be up here, and this is a beautiful view today. If I bring the camera down, it might lighten up the downward part of the view a little. Yeah, look at that. Kind of a misty fog coming in right now. It's a little foggy over there. But my practice muse, led me to work on improving my balance and kicks, which led me to spending more time on my wobble board. Then I started throwing cards in a hat, which I did anyway from my wobble board. Another side comment, sometimes I throw cards every night for weeks, other times I don't for weeks, just following that muse. That balancing practice also led me to a whole raft of posture adjustments that I'm still taking in now and working on and improving all the time. So I definitely have a practice muse, and I follow that one all the time. I also have a music muse, a creative music muse, which is every part of me that needs to say something in song. So I will always be following that one, writing down ideas, looking at ideas, reading what I've got, seeing if I can move it forward, seeing if I can add a little something or take a little something away, doing that kind of stuff. So I always listen to that one. That's a really important one to me, songwriting and performing, getting songs out of my chest and into the world a little bit. I have a related muse, that would be my recording muse, like when do I do this? When do I put these songs out there, and in what order and in what way? How often do I release an album? All that kind of stuff. I have to listen to that because that's different every time. What goes on the cover, how many songs, what order, all that kind of stuff. I have a relationship muse, which is what do I need to do next in my relationships, in my marriage? Where do I need to go next? What do I want to do with people? What do I want to experience with people? Follow that one. It's an inner sense of rightness, kind of an inspiring feeling of, yes, that's the direction to go. And I don't ignore those things. Now, following that muse it can be incredibly inconvenient. And it's not for everybody to put it at the center of their life the way I have. But I'm just saying, don't ignore them. Don't give them no expression. Give them some expression, because they will eat their way out of you. They'll kill you to get out of you. So why not make it easy for them and make it easy for you, and let that muse have its expression. Don't get caught in the trap of it won't be any good. I want to paint, but my paintings won't be any good. Fuck that. It's not about how good they are in relation to other people's things. It's about following the muse. The muse will lead you to a better life and lead you to be a better person. That sense of rightness will lead you there. That's why I write music. It's not for money, it's not for love. I don't get hardly any of either. But I do it because it leads me to be a better person and to a better life. So that's what I'm recommending. If you have a muse that you've been neglecting, and you know what it is, if you have been, take a little time and ask yourself, can I find a place for this in my life? A little bit of expression, just a little bit. If I used to draw all the time, can I take 10 minutes out of my day to do a little bit of drawing? can I take a little bit of time away from the goddamn screens and actually do something with my body? Actually practice something or work out or do something that you know you want to do. For whatever reason, you just know it. Well, do that thing and you'll find out why you want to do it. It'll change you. So, Gene Burnett from geneburnett.com signing out now. Just encouraging you, like those chickadees that I hear in the background, to sing your song, follow your muse, give it some expression at least. Don't ignore your muses. So a little postscript to that last video. After my ride, I came down here. This is that spot where I told you I like to practice bagua. This is something I found when my practice muse led me to doing a lot of walking. I ended up walking up to this park, started practicing bagua here. Next thing I know, I'm out here almost every night practicing and working on stuff. This is a great little spot to do that. And I like to walk around this whole park down there where the trees are, in those trees all the way around, and it comes back up the hill and right back up to here. So I work that into things too. I didn't even mention my writing and video muse that I follow all the time when I get ideas for new videos or ideas for blog posts or something. Just get my ideas into writing. I don't ignore that one either. So do not ignore the muse. Children don't have to worry about that. They're in touch with it all the time, but we need reminders. And another thing. Hey, routines. What about routines? Routines are good, right? Yeah, routines are great. I have many of them, but my muse trumps my routine. Within the routine, my muse guides me as far as how and how much and how long and what to do each step of the way with all my practices. But I was thinking particularly when I was doing some circle walking here that every time I come out and walk the circle here, I do it a little bit differently. I have a different emphasis, and I'm listening all the time to that practice muse or sense of rightness that says, do it this way today, try exploring that, try exploring this. So, you know, I like routines like everybody else. I've got a bunch of them, but if my muse wants me to head another direction, well, you know, I might do it reluctantly, but I'll go and check it out, and often it will lead me to a newer, better suited to me kind of routine. Just trust my body, and I trust those muses to know a little better than my head which direction I should go next. When I was younger, I really appreciated having A to Z practice routines laid out for me, and I just followed them religiously. I didn't do as much explorative practice. But, you know, once that stuff gets in your system, it's kind of nice to just say, okay, I know this alphabet. Now, which words do I want to put together? What order do I want to put these letters in? How do I want to express myself through these things? And if I'm going down a dead end or a wrong turn or something that might, you know, not be good for me, I get the feedback and I go, well, not that one, maybe I'll try this one. So you got to keep listening if you're going to follow your muse, because sometimes you think it's your muse, but it's not. You'll know it's your muse if it leads you to something better. Just keep doing that. It'll get better. All right, signing out for real.